Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the little bit of delay. We were having a really good conversation, and I lost track of time. So
It happens.
it happens. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. So, as you can see by the thumbnail this morning, and I apologize for the late drop on this, we're going to do just like a generalized Q&A, just a regular chit chat like we normally do. However, there is one thing that I said I would do yesterday. It's going to be a little brief session on the Great White Fleet. So we'll be doing that here in just a few moments. But other than that, it's just going to be kind of a open the door to you guys to ask questions. Just general talk about whatever you guys want to. If you guys have images of coins or stuff like that, you can send them on in. We'll look at those. If you want to know about something specific, maybe something on a video that's been done, whether it be from Eric's items, whether it be from Paula's videos, whether it be from mine, just open the door, ask questions, and then we'll go ahead and take those questions and answer accordingly. So I hope everybody's doing well. Mark Lewis, good morning, sir. How are you? Dust Logic is in the house. Siren is here. Siren, thank you so much for posting those links. I appreciate it. It allowed me to update and pin those. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. AZ Coins, me is in the house. Darren Ottman is here. Silver Spur, Nanostacks, Scotty Aquati, Walkzilla. Hope you're doing well. ATS is here. Jack Gallman, I'm praying for you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope all is well. Thank you guys for being here. No me is doing well. No me is doing well.
No me.
No me is not doing well. Hope me is okay. His wife wants to beat me up, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she needs to get in line.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I think my wife's downstairs watching. She's laughing right now. So I think she heard the same thing. It's Frostbite's fault. Yep, that's what she says. But see, that's not a funny use of that's what she said, right? Because it's true. Yeah. But I'm glad everybody's doing good. Thanks for coming in. The whole upstairs is torn apart. There's a problem. He's going to tell us what's going on. How are you doing, Eric? Good morning.
Yeah. Doing well.
So Paula was just talking about her absolutely fun adventures yesterday.
Oh, boy.
I'll go ahead and let her fill in. What's up, Strider? Good to see you, bud.
Hope you're doing well. Don't want to hear about it. It's just more grandkid talk.
Oh, but here's the thing. People love that stuff.
Thing, if you have that dinosaur adventure thing coming to your town, don't waste the money. Don't waste your money. It's ridiculous. Anyway, and the thing is that bouncy house that she got hurt in, there were probably 50 kids inside that thing. I shouldn't have let her go in it in the first place, but when they're like, I want to go bounce, you're like, okay, just go.
So it wasn't the bouncy house; it was the man manning the zipper to let him in. The
you mean not manning it? Yeah.
Right.
Way too many kids inside that thing, and she'd been in it for like a half an hour, just going, rah rah. She's 3. She's jumping around like crazy. I'm like, oh yeah, just go for it, kid. Let me sit down. And then she came out, and I asked her if she had to pee, and she's like, no. So I sent her back in, and she got stepped on right away and got hurt. So too many kids. But anyway, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's kind of a scam. So that's it. You're welcome.
So me just said the worst thing ever. My daughter is now engaged. The gun collection did not scare him away. Hey, congratulations, dude. Please let her know that we offer her congrats. I know that,
maybe his is bigger than yours.
Ba-dum-bum. Yeah, that's cool. Me. It's like the whole upstairs is torn apart. No. I guess he doesn't like this person. Or he's joking. It's hard to tell with me. Sometimes you can't tell if he's joking or not. Yeah, exactly.
That sucks. You must, yeah. It's really hard I guess I was lucky, but I can't imagine if one of my kids was marrying somebody I didn't. I didn't like.
Hey,
didn't
thanks,
get along
Alex.
with.
Used to it.
That's a cool comment. Thanks. God bless the channel, Paula and
Hard,
Eric.
though.
You guys are doing a great job informing new generation of misinformation. I appreciate you, dude. That's cool.
Thanks, man.
Yes, thank you.
That's good.
Very,
It's not
very
something
cool.
I hear
Well,
very often.
let's pull something up real quick, and I'm gonna pull this up just because I want to talk a little bit about the history of the Great White Fleet. So we're going to talk about the Great White Fleet. This is something that me asked about. So for those of you who don't know what the Great
The
White
what?
Fleet was, you don't know what the Great White Fleet is?
I don't know what it was.
All right. So
No.
the
Am I
Great
supposed to?
you
Well, if you're
could.
into ships, you would.
Yeah. It's
so.
a Navy thing. But one of the
Okay,
really
I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Yeah, you're fine. One of the really cool things about the Great White Fleet was the fact that they went around. So I'm going to share with you an image. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, it didn't open up. Hate it when that happens. Let me open this thing up real quick.
That is correct at me.
What do you say?
16 battleships that cruised the world.
More than 16 battleships. There were more than that. There's quite a few different ships that were engaged. We'll talk about the various things that were there, but yeah, absolutely amazing. They painted the ships white. Why in the world? Here we go. This is the image that I was wanting to do. Let's see. Why in the world? There we go. All right.
You're
so
right.
this,
I didn't know. There was always 16 ships, but 2 of the ships left and 2 new ships added.
Yeah, so the Great White Fleet, again, I'm going to pull this stuff over here. I'll let that stay there. It happened under President Theodore Roosevelt, but it was actually designed under President McKinley. President McKinley was the one who first initiated this. But it actually happened years later after McKinley's assassination under Teddy Roosevelt, and went from the 16th of December 1907 to the 22nd of February 1909. Actually, a really cool fact here is that when they returned, they had 2 new scents. They had the Indian head scent, which was the 1909 that 1909 that came out. They also had the 1909 Lincoln head scent. So they came back to two pennies, which are pretty cool. So kind of gives you a time frame in relation to coins. Something cool that happened during that time frame. 16 battleships in the Atlantic Fleet. They were painted white. So if you look at this image that's here on the screen, you'll see that they had the upper portion of it that were gilded either in a bronze or a gold color, depending upon the style of ship that was done, and the rest of the hull was painted white with a red line across it, indicating the water line. So that you have to do the water line to let them know whether they're running high or running low. It helps people when they're passing things like the Panama Canal and stuff. So they had that line there, but again, the hulls were painted white. It was a 14-month voyage that had 14,000 sailors that covered something like 44,000 miles. And they did on 20 port of calls, which means they stopped in 20 different ports on 6 different continents. Their first leg, their voyage, which was called the Torpedo Flotilla, had destroyers and several auxiliary ships as well. The destroyers had tenders, didn't actually stream with a company of battleships. What they did is they followed a different itinerary and then met them at certain points as to do refits and stuff like that. So there was a huge armada of ships that toured. Now they took different routes. So depending upon what map you look at, you'll notice that there were different routes. But there were a couple of things that happened in here that was really important. And one of them was during a time that they were near Italy, they had to stop because of earthquake that had occurred. And the whole premise of this was one a show of force, but the other one was it's a peacetime deployment. It was the largest peacetime deployment in maritime history. And while they were out, there was an earthquake, and actually two of the ships actually went to support the earthquake victims. They actually went, brought some people, and then two other ships, and this is where Eric was talking about, two other ships joined in to support that. So just a really cool kind of walkthrough of what happened during that time frame. If you want to see the itinerary, they started in San Francisco, 7 July 1908. They hit a couple places beforehand. They started at Hampton Roads, went to Spain, Trinidad, Rio de Janeiro, went down to Chile, through Peru, ended up in San Francisco at May 1908. And then from San Francisco, they started the other side of the tour, where they went to Hawaii, New Zealand, Australia, the Philippines. They went to Amoy, China, Yokohama, Japan, the Philippines, and then on their third road, went from the Philippines up through the Suez into Colombo, Leon, through Gibraltar, and then back over across the Atlantic to Hampton Roads there in Vermont, ending 22nd February 1909. So really cool. If you want to know more about this, I created a video specifically about this on my Ships on Coins. Go check that out. But again, we talked about McKinley, the presidency, and one of the things that he had generated prior to his assassination. And so really cool. If you like ships and stuff like that, go check out that video. It's listed in my Ships on Coins playlist. So you can go over and check that out. So fun stuff. If you guys like naval history and really cool things like that. Now, Vermont, I'm sorry. It's Virginia. Yeah, I said Vermont. It should be Virginia. Gave me a really cool coin when I did that video. If you want to go see that coin, I didn't pull that out from the collection. Actually didn't have time to go get it. So unfortunately I wasn't able to bring that. You see the swords that are here instead. But if you want to go check out that coin, see what happened in that particular thing, go check that out. And fun stuff. Do I agree with the name change or disagree with the name change? I've missed something. What name change?
Name change. Done. The con is no, whatever.
Norfolk, Portsmouth, Newport News. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're talking about. New Hampton to Norfolk. Do I agree with the name change or do I not? I don't really care. Things like that change throughout history. Again, it is what it is. I think, speaking of name changes, there's one of the things, and I want to get a general poll. Let me actually create a poll on this because this is something I want to find out people's reactions to.
Denali and McKinley.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Shouldn't have been changed in the first place.
Actually, it wasn't named McKinley until 1896. It's been named Denali for 300 years. But who cares?
The park's name has not changed.
Right. I'm just saying, who cares? Call it what you want to call it. It goes back to everything else in society. Everybody, I don't want to swear, it has way too many F's to give about certain things, and it's none of their business.
I don't care. But
Coin Junkie, hey, you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
if you want it called Denali, call it Denali. People will know what you're talking about, especially now, after all the publicity.
So I have some specific
that
takes on
poll
this.
doesn't make any sense. Denali or McKinley? Yes, no.
Oh, well, who cares? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Who cares?
I should change that, but
yes.
Gulf of Mexico and the United States.
Definitely should
the Gulf
be
of
Denali.
America. It is true.
Let's end that and do that correctly. We'll just leave it there. Who cares? Yeah. So
I like it.
there was something that was said by one of the channel members. Yeah, Gulf of Mexico is now going to become the Gulf of America.
I like that. I like
I
that. It has a nice ring to it.
I think that there's something to be said about something that was issued to me in the short that I made regarding this. Hey, crafting mama, hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. I think that if we're going to go back to the Native American terms for things, which is I'm fine with, I really am fine with, then we should do that for all of the items, right? I don't think we should just pick and choose which ones we do, which ones we don't. But I don't. Again, I think that we can have official nicknames for things, and I think if we're going to do that, we need to call it the nickname. I have been to Denali. I haven't actually been on the mountain, but I've actually seen it from Oceanside. So, do I have a problem with that? No, not at all. I don't have a problem with it being named Denali. I like the fact that it was McKinley because it was named in honor of somebody who did some amazing things for our country.
That's
So
right.
I have no problem with it being nicknamed McKinley. Zero.
I thought they already brought the Aunt Jemima back. We're bringing Jemima back.
Say that again.
Eric said, "Does that mean it gets defined as easy to find Aunt Jemima bottle back?" I think they already decided they were doing that, didn't they? Aunt Jemima.
I'm not sure. I haven't paid attention to that. But again,
that was ridiculous.
My whole premise on this is: look, if you're going to bring it back, then fine by me. I don't care if you want to call it McKinley. I don't want to care if you want to call it Denali. I will always reference it as McKinley just because that's what I grew up knowing it as.
That's what you were taught it. Yeah.
And so, is it a problem with it, Denali? No, it's Denali National Park. It's it's a historic thing. It means big rock or big sky or something like that. I can't remember what it means. But again, it's just one of those things that I think a lot of times, hey, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that.
It has a quarter.
Yeah. And so, but again, here's the thing. If it's like, if we want to bring them back, let's bring back all the native. I have zero issues bringing back all the native. In fact, in many cases, I think it would be a good idea to go ahead and do that. I do think that we got a little bit in the last presidency, we got a little bit nuts in some of the shit, the last two presidencies, I guess I should say. 3 presidencies.
The last 10 presidencies.
It's just we got nuts with our freaking politically correct bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. Miss Coin Crew, that's exactly one of those things. Right, like the whole rapey Christmas carols, or it's like, oh my God, you guys, right? There were times throughout history. Now, do I agree with some of it? Do I not agree with some of it? Yeah, I got it. That's fine. But taking down statues of people who were, historically known for things that happened, and just because they were slave owners that now they have to be pulled down. I think that's horseshit. Not because I'm pro-slavery, but because I think every country in the world has dark histories. And those dark histories, if we take them down and we forget about what happened and how they improved and what we did to make them better, then we're at risk of repeating those.
Yep.
Right. And so you take these things down. Well, history is something that is created by the victor, but it doesn't mean that the one side of history that's put in the books is the correct one. Yeah. If you delete history, you are doomed to repeat it. Right. So I think that a lot of these things a lot of that stuff needs to just be like, I think it's obscene, some of the stuff that's happened, some of the stuff that they've taken down, some of the stuff they're trying to remove. Like the Alamo, right? The Alamo is huge in Texas history. It encompasses like 3 pages in a book now. It used to be an entire chapter in Texas history. Now it's just a mention. Well, but there were some bad things that happened to the Mexicans that were, oh my God, it was war, folks. Yes, we understand that. There were a lot of those things that happened, but it's the atrocities we need to understand, so make sure we don't repeat them. Great examples of this are, we look back at the Tuskegee experiment that happened, right? There are laws that happened because of that Tuskegee experiment with the African American men and syphilis, right? They, if you don't know that study, look it up. It's one of those things that changed the way American
Morning, Kane.
studies can be done. It's if you're having any kind of medical procedure, all the testing, that particular item is why those things happen. So if you take away the knowledge of that, then you are doomed to repeat it because you no longer have that reference cost. Yeah, exactly. EMR, Holocaust has been discontinued because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that those atrocities happened, and that it's too traumatic for people, so they don't want to present that. So they're just going to make it a quick history brief, and instead of it being a full-on topic talking about the atrocities that occurred, now it becomes a couple sentences in a book. It's atrocity. And I've talked about this a number of times, especially when I was touring Europe. There are cities all across Europe that have these plaques in front of the places where people were taken during the World War II, and when the Jews were being picked up. There are plaques all over marking where families were taken from, and who they were and where they lived, where they died, if they lived in, or they went to Auschwitz or some other camp. There's only one city across the entire European area that doesn't allow that. And so we went there to walk through and see these things all over and not be able to see this in the city. It begs the opportunity, hey, why can't you put them here? Why can't they be displayed here? As we walk through the city, you don't see any plaques. If it wasn't for the fact of people remembering and honoring the victims of that time frame, I wouldn't have had that question when I walked through and say, why don't we ever have any things on the ground? I would never have been able to learn that this was a law that was passed because of the atrocities that happened when they were governing that time frame. And so again, it's the histories. I think it's absolutely absurd that we just don't allow our history to be taught. It's just it's ignorant, in my opinion. Amy says, DEI, look how this policy does not work in the LA fire. Oh, yeah, I'm really happy to see what Trump did with the DEI thing too. Removing it from
I will, Nana.
There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. But yeah, it's crazy stuff. Let's go ahead and get into the questions. Nana Stacks asked you a question, Paula. I'll go ahead and defer to you so you can go ahead and get on that.
So Nana, that's basically just abbreviation for early die state, mid die state, and late die state. It's just the lifespan of the die, and it just describes the state that die's in. So there's state and stages of dies. Die state and die stage, those are two different things. One is normal wear and one is tear.
Eric, can I have you do me a favor? Can you pull up a good example of that on copper coins?
Chuck did a great video recently on die state.
It's difficult finding an early die state coin because they go out of early die state fast.
Yeah,
it is. So even Chuck
I just took pictures of one. There is a anomaly that you can see on early die state coins that you can't see on other coins. You don't get to look at them that often. So when you really see a true early die state coins, now like Wexler's or copper coins might have something listed as early die state, and it might not actually be early die state. It might be early mid die state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. I don't know.
And just make sure that you don't confuse EDS with ED, okay?
That's a dad joke. Only the dads understood that one.
Yeah, true.
All right, let me check this page.
Mar says he still hasn't gotten his coins organized. Welcome to the crew, brother. Welcome to the crew.
Yeah.
We all can't be like Chuck.
Chuck's coins aren't organized. They are, but they're not. He's got more unorganized than organized.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at his binder. His how many binders does he have now? Of 3 or 4?
Oh no, there's about 20.
Oh my God.
Let's see. What?
I think she wants us to talk about why that is even a factor when you're looking up varieties.
It's not a factor.
Well, it is because
it's an
there's certain markers. There's certain markers
that an identifying characteristic.
It's actually better to look up. It's actually better to list dice stages when you're looking at varieties, as opposed to dice states. So they really should anyway.
In the next version of copper coins, that is actually going to be in dice stages and dice states.
Yeah,
they're going to explain both, because you can have a coin in mid dice state that has 4 or 5 dice stages.
Right. So what they're listing really, Nana, is they're listing die markers that you can use to, when you go to attribute you think you have a variety, right? First thing you got to do is find that variety. And then you want to find which one you have. So is it the 001, the 002, the 003? I'm just breaking it down in an easier way for you. And to identify which one you have, every die has a fingerprint. Now the fingerprint will change according to like the stage of the die. So different die markers will show up and they'll disappear. So they're just giving you die markers to help you identify which variety you have. So if it shows a die crack from the wheat stalk to the rim at this position on the coin or whatever, then you can find, if your coin has that and you have that variety, you have that doubled die and your coin has that die crack, then you know which, that helps you identify which doubled die you have. So that's all they're listing. They only list those to help you identify which variety you have.
One thing that I want to point out, though, and you guys will hear them say this quite frequently, look for the variety before you look for the die markers. Make sure that the variety is there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Find the variety first.
I know it sounds like common sense, but again, common sense is only common if everybody who hears it understands it. So make sure that you find that there, and there's reasons for that. They will use dies on multiple coins. They'll change an obverse die, but leave the reverse die. So if you're looking at a reverse of a coin, you may have a marker that's on the previous variety that's not on this coin because they changed the obverse. So that RPM may not be there, but that marker that's on the back of that coin may exist.
Yeah, we're not talking about actual fingerprints. Like if you touch a coin, it has a fingerprint, your fingerprint on it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about dies, and every die has a fingerprint that identifies that. You can identify that specific die. You can go back and identify which specific die struck that coin and created that variety. It's not a fingerprint on a coin, it's the fingerprint of a die.
All right. So
no, I know, Angel. I just want to clarify that for people
I've pulled up something here. This is a 1961 MM02, and you'll see here early, mid, and late die states. So if I click on the early die state, you'll see these die scratches that are here, but you'll see how clean the rim is. You'll see how sharp the letters are. You'll see how sharp the devices are. Nice, clean, solid lines. Okay, really good, beautiful lettering. Nice edges on the reverse, clean, solid columns. So if I go back and I click on mid die state, and we look at some, oops, let me click on here. And you look at some
That
of
was
these.
a perfect picture. You showed those flow lines. That
First
was a
one,
great,
Yeah,
the first picture
right
was a
here.
great example. Yeah.
Okay. So there's some other things that you'll see. And again, different elements occur. Again, it'll tell you what they are. They'll exist in some, but not in the other. So again, you have to make sure that, you know, what you're looking at is exact. It'll tell you whether it's there. And then on the late die state, you'll see just how deteriorated.
And those are die markers that those errors are pointing
Yeah.
to. So those are die stages on the die states.
Yeah.
It gets confusing if you just think of die stage alone. You really die state really isn't really important to most people. It's more, I think it would be more important in grading than it would for if you're looking
It
for
probably does
variety.
add to eye appeal.
Yeah. Really concern yourself more with like finding the die stage and finding the die markers that are in that die stage. That would be my advice to you. Chuck and Eric may have different advice to you, but my advice would be concern yourself more with the stage of the die and finding the die markers that help you identify and match your variety.
Match your variety first.
Yes, absolutely. Find the double die or the RPM
make
first.
Sure you're finding the RPM first. This is a great one because you can see it very, very clearly. Make sure this exists before you start looking for the die scratches or stuff.
And in that case, your first die marker in that case is going to be your position of your
how close it is, where the position is in relation to these two.
Yeah.
How close it is to the 9, whether it's tilted or not. Your mint mark is usually your best marker.
I wish I could find that coin. I had a coin that was very early die state, and it's the second.
And even Chuck says finding a true early die state
is hard. Like 10,000
very hard. Most things that are listed, Chuck says most things that are listed as early die state are actually early die state.
Early
mid die state.
Correct.
A true early die state is very difficult to come across. Because as soon as that die starts striking planchets, the die state starts changing. Because the die starts wearing. So a die state is the life of the die, at what state the die is at during its lifetime.
I don't think I can find it.
Like I am in mid die state right now. That's what I like to think of myself as. I am in a mid die state. I am more of a later mid die state.
And as you get older, you get more die markers.
That's right. And I have more die markers now. I'm easier to identify.
Trying to see if I can find another really good one. That's a good one. I love some of these are so amazing looking.
I don't have wrinkles. I have die markers.
That's funny. So you can see how light the flow lines are in here.
But even Chuck said many of the coins listed on his site under early die state would actually be more of a
mid die state.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because we have 3 slots, and some of these die varieties have 16 or 15 stages.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't possibly list them all. And that's supposed to be in the next generation of copper coins, which he's working on right now.
You have a doubled die in the chin area, Mrs. Coin Crew. If you had a double die, that would mean you had 2 dies. Come on, you guys. You know I'm going to point that stuff out. I've already been grammatically checking Ken Potter's things this morning.
Paula's wrinkle, is that a lamination?
It's not a lamination. I do laminate. I do have delamination.
I just got this cellulite picture in my brain.
Oh no, my lips are chapped.
Well, it kind of looks like lamination.
My cuticles are delaminating a little bit.
Hey, good morning, Ray.
Morning, Ray. I need more coffee though.
I do too. You go first.
Oh,
double die obverse. Doubled.
So what questions do y'all have? What would you guys like to know?
That was a good question though, Nana.
Yeah,
that was
very
a
good question, Nana. Great conversation.
I'm sure a lot of people look up varieties on Wexler's and and Variety Vista and Chuck's and stuff and go, what the hell does EDS? For a long time I couldn't figure out what LL meant. So Ken Peavy had a master list of certain varieties and things to look for on certain dates. And on the 1996 D, he had LL. And for, over a year, I didn't know what LL meant, but I wasn't going to ask because I didn't want to sound stupid. And then I found out it meant lathe line.
Now that's the year with the UFO and all that too, isn't it?
Huh?
The UFO, that's 96, isn't it? Or is that 97?
The UFO.
Yeah, the little ring in the middle of the thing that looks like a little
I don't know what date that is. It's on a memorial, that's all I know. But yeah, they still don't really know what caused that. There's some speculation that it could be a lathe line. There's other speculation that it was because they use rotary tools sometimes to
right. I think it's a gall in the
I think it was more of that. I think it was more of a tool that they use to abrade a die.
Shape. I think it's a tool for the conical shape when they made the die blanks, and they put a
little
gall.
So that's what lathe lines are.
Yes,
lathe lines are caused from when they. So the die blanks, when they are first, right before they are hubbed, they are in a conical shape. And at the very tip, sometimes there's a little divot, a little circular kind of divot there. That's supposed to be polished or abraded away before they actually hub the dies. Same with those lathe lines, but those are on the outer. All the dies are supposed to be polished before they are hubbed. And those are supposed to be, they're supposed to get rid of those lines. Well, someone got lazy.
Probably.
And they didn't do it the way they should have. And it left those lines. And what Eric is talking about is at the tip of the cone shape before they hub the die, there's a little circular area in the center of some of the die blanks, some of those conical. And he's talking about that it could possibly be that. We thought for a while that might have been what caused that earring, that weird earring thing. And that should not be there. That should be polished away, or shouldn't even be there actually when it was first cut. It should have been pointed instead of with that little conical or little circular thing. So that's what he's talking about. And I think, I agree that's a really good possibility that it could be that, or it could have been from a rotary tool that they use.
Yeah, something really hard in the rotary tool because they do scratch. You see concentric die scratches all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we see weird circular things coming up on coins all the time. There's actually there's one that's like kind of a hexagon shaped. And I talked to Mike Diamond about that a long time ago, and I actually found a tool that they use to polish the dies that if that tool skipped You know, sometimes when you press too hard on a tool, it'll kind of.
Yes, then it leaves what's called a gull.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a good possibility that that's what caused that kind of hexagon, weird looking.
Coach's Magic had a good question. How many different dies are there for a particular coin?
Oh, good Lord.
Well,
for a particular coin, one die.
Two dies.
One die. Well, yeah, obverse and a reverse.
Thanks for subscribing, Shane. Appreciate that.
But it could be more than 2 dies because a particular coin could have switched out one of the dies.
That's correct too.
Mid striking or whatever, and that's that run. But it still would only be, it would only be 2 dies for a particular coin.
Right. But if you're talking a series, it would be thousands of dies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
so if you're talking about 2024 Lincoln cents, there's thousands of dies.
But like I have a coin right here. This particular coin had 2 dies that struck it. Had an obverse and a reverse die. So details matter, but they can switch out dies in a singular striking chamber. They can switch out dies when they're doing a run of coins, and one of the dies can wear out faster. Usually I believe the hammer die wears out faster. Maybe I've got that backwards, but I'm thinking that the hammer dice work out. The hammer dies. Maybe it's the anvil dies that wear out faster. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say, but one of them maybe it depends on the pressure and the striking chamber that it said. I don't know. I'm making shit up. I'm going to go get some more coffee. Don't quote me on any of that stuff because I don't know for sure.
Well, nobody really does. There's got to be speculation in a lot of stuff.
But just know that oftentimes, like when you're looking up VAMs, you'll look up a VAM and then in that particular thing, they'll say the obverse has this die marker, but the reverse was changed. So it no longer has the same... same. That's a die stage.
Very good. I love that coin.
That's a die stage. So, yeah, they switched out the die. Stage E, the obverse has this marker, but they switched out the reverse. So the reverse no longer has the same die marker as stage D did.
Which is what I was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Are you totally confused now? You're welcome.
Hugh Smith, what are the stages of die clashes, and do they have a particular list for them? No.
Stages of die clashes.
Die clashes are usually tried to be polished off. That's why you see real heavy abrading marks on coins, because they're trying to remove them.
Yes.
And there is a list for them. It's called Mad Die Clashes.
I just posted that link in chat.
But they don't really catalog stages.
That's right. I'm just saying for a die clash, because you can have the same die pair have different die clashes.
Hey, Eric, do you still have the 43?
I got your 43 here still because I didn't take pictures of it yet. So that's one coin that I have sitting here.
Grab somewhere. It, pull it up.
So, and the thing about die clashes is you're not really giving the die clash a stage. It's still the die. It's still the stage on the die, because the die clashes. So like, it's not like you're looking for a progression, right? Die clashes don't get stronger or progress. They can get weaker as they dress the die, or as the die strikes more coins. The die clash can be struck to oblivion, where you don't see it anymore. So you're really talking about the stage of the die and not really the stage of the clash.
And when we're talking about that, we're not talking about this.
Yeah, die clashes can get weaker, but they'll never get stronger.
This is
Where
also
like
the
die
clash.
cracks and die breaks get bigger and longer, and so that's really more of like, yeah, it's really die stage and die clashes is not really important.
Nice, the clash.
This
The
is also
clash.
the clash. Yeah.
Yeah. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah.
Rock the cat box.
Great show. Great show.
Casbah. Yeah, so die stages and clashes really doesn't matter.
Here's this coin. Man, I'm
You
so
got a
looking
greaser
forward to
too.
this.
All right.
So, do you guys want to hear? So I don't know. So I don't believe that's from Greece.
No, not the 4.
Yeah, or the S.
Or this.
I think. Oh, I don't know about that. The mint mark is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that I think is debris or slag that gets stuck.
It is.
Like,
It's from the shape of the die, from the basoning of the die, and the zinc plating.
And you can see they've done
the zinc plating would it actually it
heavy
actually
wire brush marks right here.
It friction welded itself inside of the die cavity.
Yeah. Then you get up here. This is what he wants to see.
Look at that beauty.
Oh, that clean.
Look at that beauty.
Don't like it.
And then here's part of the clash right here.
That's pretty cool, Shane.
Center. It's an off-center clash.
It is a misaligned. It is a misaligned die clash.
You look even the back of the head, right back here.
Yep.
The heavy clash.
What they call
another one. This was something that interested me. Something in the die preparation. You see this? It's like they polished or they put something over it when they were polishing.
Now, I've got something sitting here. It's a 1958. Actually has a die lamination right in that exact same
There's
spot.
A clash right
That
there.
is not a lamination. And
no, what I'm saying is
dies don't typically laminate.
That is something in the preparation of the die.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of flow.
Because it is perfect. Depending on the direction, it basically surrounds Liberty, and it's on the date too, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe yes, it is. It's not visible as much on this example. There you go. Now you can see it.
I see it around the
yeah. And it was weird. It was very unique. There's also a clash right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's common, that little nick.
And that's a great one. If you flip it over, you see some great clashes on the reverse too. Yeah, this is an amazing coin. I sent the other one of these to Dirty Water. Dirty Water got one of these. I was fortunate. I got 2 of these, right, Eric?
You got 2 of these. This is your other one. I was going to take pictures just to keep it for when we need stuff like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because we did a 43P roll for the to benefit. It was Helene that hit North Carolina. I get hurricanes mixed up. I've been through so many the last 5 years.
That's sad.
Shane Lewis in the other chat says it can be hard sometimes to tell if still scents are recoated zinc plated.
It's easy.
Well, it's really not. You just got to look at the edge.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see if I can get a good.
So there's a little tip for you, Shane. Look at the edge and to see if we can find an example online
because
for you.
they blank those out. They cut them out of the metal strip. The metal strip on those is already plated before the planchets or the blanks before the blanks are cut out.
Yeah, see right there.
When they cut the blanks out, I can't see anything.
Yeah, I can't get a good picture of it. I'm just looking for other stuff.
Yeah.
As far as clash marks go that I didn't notice the first time, because I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool coin. It was fun to watch this live.
But it turns out there's a clash almost as strong as this on a 43P we just listed. Let me see if I can find it. And we didn't get great pictures of it. The only good thing is I still got 3 bank wrapped rolls of them, so I could probably open one and try to find it. Let me see if I can find it.
That's pretty cool, Shane. I had the opportunity to go on a Navy Air Force joint effort flight when I was in Hawaii to go through the eye of a hurricane. Unfortunately, my orders changed and I got sent somewhere else. So I would have loved to have been able to fly through one. I always love that kind of stuff, but never had the opportunity to
wasn't that one
actually do it.
There we go. Let me this over here.
Oh, you actually went through the hurricane. Yeah, I didn't go. I had a different idea of what you were referencing.
All
Sorry.
right, let me stop this. Start
Is ATS in the house? ATS. If ATS is here, just real quick, I want to show you.
There's
yeah, hold on just a sec. Let me pull this up. These are the ones that we were talking about. So if ATS is here, these were the 3 in the series. This is the Michael, the Archangel Gabriel, and then this is the new one, the Raphael. So these are the 3 that are in that series. There's more coming out. I think they just released the 4th one, but these are the 3 that are there. So let me pull up Eric's. There you go.
All right, let me see here. There's the big clash right there.
That's a biggie.
And then you got where yours is way up by the tip of the hair. Here's the O right there above.
Yeah.
And that's the O. One is the O and one is, what would that be? Hold on.
The O would be behind his head.
Right. I'm trying to think what would be in front of his head.
The C or the A.
Yeah. I guess that could be. That is the O. That is the T. Or that's the C. The T.
So understand you're not
right,
looking for the really
T.
shapes of the letter. You're looking for the outlines.
Right. This is another one. Nobody even picked it up when we were doing the reveal that it was there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost as strong, or it's stronger in some areas. But yeah, it's just on the obverse too.
That's cool.
See, and there's another one right there that you don't even see. Let's see, what would that be? Let me flip this coin over.
What are you asking about in front of his
No,
nose?
it's the C in America. Never mind. That's what it is. I'm wondering why this is. You said A, and it's like, well, that's a.
No, I said the C or the A.
Yeah, it's the C. So very cool stuff.
Hey, good morning, freaking awesome. Thanks for sharing that out. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Yeah, hurry up because I got to get coffee too.
Be right back.
Did I miss any other questions, Frosty?
No, but I'm about to pull up a photo. I have to download this so that it'll display properly.
Lord Farquhar.
Here we go. I just got this from Hugh Smith.
Hugh.
So
that's a big one.
Totally inappropriate.
Oh man, Hugh, you should have sent that to me.
That would be very marketable on eBay.
That is listed. Hang on, I'll find it for you. It is listed. There it is. Let me share my screen with you.
Lincoln's boner. Yeah, he's happy to see somebody, Ringmaster Ray.
Ew.
Right.
Oops. Sorry.
All right, I'm getting a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. So Paula's pulling something up. Let me go switch over to her.
I didn't see his
There we go.
thing.
So there you go, Hugh. That's what yours is right there.
That is a cud.
That is a cud. And it's a cud because it touches the rim.
It's a cud because it is a piece of the die that fell out.
But doesn't a cud have to connect to the rim?
It does have to connect to the rim.
So otherwise it would just be a die break.
Yes, it does have to. And he gave you a very, see, these are different stages. He gave you a very nice, expensive coin.
Oh, that's not, he didn't send it. He just sent me photos.
Oh, well, congratulations. Never mind. It's worth nothing and you should send it to me.
No, he should send it to me. I could do a video on it.
Yeah, but I just identified it for him.
No, it's a great coin, Hugh. Here's another one that was just sent to me by.
You think I can't do a video?
No, because you have a cough.
It is cuddly.
Here's another one. This is sent to me by Jackalope.
There are some awesome die clashes on those three centers, let me tell you.
Definitely.
It is probably the most common series to find die clashes on, but they can be amazing.
Yeah, beautiful piece. Here's the obverse.
A beautiful coin too.
There's the obverse right there.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Yeah, beauty. Good looking coin too. Great shape.
Great looking coin.
This is a great shape coin. Yeah, absolutely beautiful piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Jackalope. Jackalope had a couple of nice pieces. I think he sent me another one. Let me pull this up real quick.
$20.20. Yes, you can still find it in your pocket change. Correct.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. That's a cool coin. Congrats on the purchase, Jackalope. That's pretty neat, dude.
It's a repunch date, Jackalope says.
Let's see. Hold on, damn it. Let me go pull it back up. Take a better photo of the date. It's a little bit too low. I don't think you can't see the RPD very well.
All right, I'm back.
Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
What?
There's the 8 here.
Got some serious clash.
It's got some amazing clashing.
That's pretty freaking neat, dude. That's a beautiful coin.
Yeah.
And it's in amazing shape, too. Very nice, dude. Very nice. And you see that right here.
81.
I've got one of these. I don't know what year it is. There's a phenomenal clash on it. I got it as a gift, a thank you for doing some work for somebody. Very cool piece.
Phenomenal clash.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. The reverse is good looking too.
Let's
pull that reverse back up. There we go. There's the reverse of it.
And that's got a huge clash. All right.
Beautiful,
Oh, yeah.
beautiful clash. Yeah, phenomenal coin, dude. Congratulations, that's awesome. I love seeing stuff like this. People being able to pick up and purchase and find things like that. Absolutely cool.
Yeah, I would have to look at that date a little bit closer.
Azure, would
see
someone
if
send
there's-
these raw coins in for grading? If so, grading device would you prefer? Grading service, not device, grading service.
No, I would not send that in.
I wouldn't either, but if you were going to do it, like you were hell bent on doing it, Jackalop's correct. Send it to ANAX. But yeah, I wouldn't send these in. These are one of those things that they sell themselves. Unless you're trying to determine whether it's authentic or something. These you don't need to. They sell themselves. Something that beautiful, no.
And somebody, like I said, I have to see that 1881, the date closer to see if it's actually a repunch date or if that's part of the die clash.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not the cherry pickers variety. So
it's a 3-cent nickel.
A 3-cent nickel, yeah.
Yeah, you said, is it a trime or a trickle? And that's neither one. The trime is the one that has the Star of David, and then it's the small silver one. Yeah.
Right. They do. Some people do call those trickles.
And that's
or trickles.
Goofy.
Yeah, the 3-cent nickel.
Yeah.
That is not a technical name for it.
That is not.
It is not. It is a slang name.
Yeah. Trickle is something that happens when you don't cut it off in time.
Both trime and trickle are technically slang names.
Yeah.
Trime or 3-cent silver.
They're all 3-cent pieces.
What's your really cool history on that is they were created for stamps so that you could purchase stamps. So fun history on those.
The dealers usually think ANAX is useless because most dealers don't do variety coins. And most dealers know that there's a premium in PCGS and NGC slabs and CAC now, I guess. To me, and this is just a personal opinion, I wouldn't think of grading a coin unless I knew its value was over $300.
Real quick,
most pure collectors don't want their coins in slabs anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Real quick, I got to go back. I haven't paid attention because I was pulling some stuff up. Shane Lewis. We do not have coin shops. We are people that are just numismatists that like to aid and support people in looking at coins, feeding information, correcting misinformation that's given by multitudes of channels. But there's 3 different channels represented here. They just come onto my channel every weekend. Pretty much like clockwork for the last year.
Pretty much, and we don't get the pay sucks.
The pay sucks. Yes, it absolutely does. Great, but what they do is we all come together and we talk about various coins, talk about situations and issues, misinformation, just to give people an idea of what's going on and help people understand the difference between good collecting strategy and practices versus some of the BS that's out there. And so that's the scope of the channel. And yeah, it's money. It's a lot of fun. He says that he's been collecting for a while. He found some BIEs, some cracked eye strike throughs. He searched over 100 pounds of Wheaties lately. That's pretty badass. So keep searching. You'll always find some stuff. But again, don't get rid of those. Go through them again later. Learn some more information.
100 pounds of wheats. That's like 15,000 wheat pennies.
That's a lot of wheats.
I went blind just from hearing that.
Morning, Victoria.
I went blind for other reasons. Hey, VRC, what's going on?
You're alone for a day. Quit touching it.
Oh, I hope my mom's not watching. She's going to be mad at me.
It's a good thing it's Sunday. I need to go to church.
So yeah, but this is the purpose for the channel. If you go back through and look at stuff, Shane, you'll see videos ranging from stacking, collecting gold, silver to pre-33 gold to cyber and AI. You'll see a whole bunch of different stuff on here. So, yeah, very cool. It's cool that you have a bunch of those, but keep looking. You'll always find some amazing stuff. And then the more you learn, go back and look at them again. You'll find some other cool stuff. So AZ just sent one. Let me pull up this image.
Could you tell everyone about the charity? Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up, Azure Blue. So if you guys didn't know, I am going to promote something.
You should put the link for the registration in chat.
I'm going to, well, it's hard for me to do that one because my tablet is like super slow. And if I open too many things up.
That's okay. I'll pull it up. What do you want me to do?
Like I'm doing right now for the St. Jude's. So we really, so if you guys if you know anything about the St. Jude's, this is, so for 3 years now we've done, on Ida Herring's channel, we've done an auction for St. Jude's. Last year, we raised $50,000 for St. Jude's. This is a super important charity, and the whole community comes together and is involved in this. Well, Ida Herring puts this together every year, and this year she had back surgery. So we are about 5 months behind on the St. Jude's this year. So we really need you guys to pull together and either do videos or send in donations. We really need donations because we're lacking in the auctionable item category. But any type of promotion you guys could do would be amazing. And I know Ida would appreciate it. So I think Frostbite's looking up the link to get, so you guys can go to Ida's channel and get more information on it. Yeah, there's no thing, Silver Spurs, no, whatever that's called. I don't know. But yeah, I think somebody's going to put up the link to Ida's channel. If you guys could go over,
yep,
get the information, or thank you.
I can't. She doesn't have the St. Jude stuff on her community page.
No, she has a video though. I know. I told her that. She said, "Yes, I do." I said, "No, you don't."
No, you don't.
But so Mrs. Coin Crew there in chat, she has a video about it.
I have a video about it too.
Frostbite has a video about it. Ida has a video about it. You can get information from those people from videos on their channel. Since you're here at Frostbites, just check out his channel. Look for the St. Jude's. It'll give you the information. Do you have the information on how to register and everything?
No, she doesn't have.
She's got it right here. I'm going to post it in the registration link.
So it's coming up soon. It's coming up in March. You guys just please check out the video and get all the information from the video and promote the heck out of this, please, you guys. I know you guys, like I see people promoted the Wounded Warriors, and you know that's a charity near and dear to my heart and everything. But Ida does so much for this community, and this charity means the world to her. So if you guys could please help her out and get some donations to her, or, you know, spread the word about the auction, get people over there.
It won't let me. Oh, maybe it'll let me post her video, post her link. So it's in the, there, Frosty's got the link for it. It's in the, if you scroll down, you'll see the links for the list and the register and all that.
Yeah, we're still working on the spreadsheet and everything for it. So not all the items that have been donated are on the spreadsheet. It's a work in progress. But yeah, check it out. If you want to come and you want to bid on the day of the auction, you must be pre-registered. It's simple. It's a simple thing to do.
I'm doing it right now.
All of the donations, when you buy something, you pay St. Jude's directly, so that there's no middleman. So there's no question that St. Jude's will get all the money. Your payment goes direct. We keep track of that, and your payment goes directly to St. Jude's. Once you've paid, then your IDA will ship your items out. So it's a
Is she
great.
doing it the same where you pay as you go?
Yes, pay as you go. Yeah, because there's just no way to track lots. We don't have a way to do that. It would be way too confusing to try to do that. So, and it's all your donations are tax deductible, and yeah. So, and if you can't make it to the auction, you just go in and use her link and donate to it. Even, $5, whatever you can afford would be amazing. I know it's been really hard on people this last year and stuff, but yeah, just spread the word. That would be such a help. Okay, I'm done now.
The list is growing.
Is it then I can put something away, and when I go to find the thing, yeah, I don't know. When you figure that out, though, let me know. Because I do it all the time. I can be sitting in one place and have something in my hand 1 minute, and then the next minute not know where it went.
And it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And I didn't even move.
All the time. It's like I know I'm looking at something, and an hour later I need it and I can't find it. So registration was simple. It took under 1 minute. I just did it.
Super easy. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. And maybe if you guys could mention it on your channel, that'd be awesome.
I do all the time. I've done it probably 4 times now.
Thank you so much.
And as it gets closer, I'll probably mention it more.
Yeah. I tasked Shannon with doing a video for the channel. If he doesn't do it soon, though, I'm going to just do it.
And like I told everybody yesterday, watch that Incuse doubling video. That's probably the best one I've seen out there.
Thank you. She did a great job on that.
Well, you hear about it, and most of the people that are doing them, if you search them, they're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
They're saying that it's doubling because the initials, like in Lincoln's initials, are extra wide. They get skinnier. They don't get.
Yeah, on actual, you see it. The best illustration is that shield scent that she shows, how everything gets super skinny and like wiggly, almost like distorted looking.
Yep.
Yeah. So
go watch that video too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, we're not doing a whole bunch on the channel right now as far as live streams and stuff. We're trying to get more videos and content out, but we'll be back at it.
Like I said, content is content. It doesn't matter what it's about, really.
Yeah.
Even if you put a video that you're going to be live eventually soon again.
Yeah.
Do a short or something saying we're coming back. We're retooling. We're redoing something.
I know me and Amanda are going to do within probably the next week. We're going to do another coin roll hunt and chit chat just to kind of catch up with everybody.
Sweet.
And so
let me know when.
Yeah. So see on that one on the
image.
left side. Yeah, the one on the left side is actually true hub doubling on an incused device, which means sunk in on the coin. So you'll see how it becomes really skinny, and look at the B on pluribus.
And look at the S. You get those flat edges.
Mm-hmm. It's very skinny and wobbly looking. It's
and
much
even
like
when you're looking for the in relief double dies, like on the obverse, look for flattening like that, or an angle. A lot of people have a real hard time finding the double die obverses on all the zinc cents. Well, except for 2006. You can't miss those when you see them.
So that's in that video. So go watch that video.
Yeah, and it's a great video. Very, very, very informative about it.
Thank you, Jackalope. I like that too. We're going to be doing more of those also because we are still, getting some emails, and we've put some aside into a folder. But we're also pulling posts off of our Facebook group. So if you post a coin in our Facebook group with a question, if the photographs are good and everything, sometimes we'll make a video about it. So yeah, that's been fun to do also. I think people kind of like that they have a video about their coin. You know what I mean?
And the good thing about shorts is they do add up. I didn't think they added up a whole lot. And I think 3 minutes is the
they increased it. Mm-hmm.
If you make 3-minute videos, they add up fast. I was shocked that the subscribers start going, because you start getting the portrait subscribers. There's some laid lines. Yes? Is that what you're doing there, Frosty?
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm on the stream watching chat.
Yeah, that was,
you're way behind.
That was way behind. Yeah. Here's another one that was sent. This was sent by AZ.
Die crack?
Yep, it's a little die crack. Very cool. It looks like a vein. Like he's angry and his veins popping out.
You won't like him when he's angry.
So it looks like there's something down here on his chin.
I don't see anything on his chin.
Little slight lamination, maybe.
So that thing on his head looks more like it's.
Actually, I would.
Be like a die break. It could be like a retained interior die break. Let me go look. What year is that?
61. It looks like.
61 Philly.
D.
Denver.
61 D.
Let's see. Retained interior die break.
It looks like there's something here on the chin, and then it looks like.
No, I don't think that's.
What I'm looking at is the where the design on the metal there, and also in front of the forehead. I wonder what that coin weighs. No, that's reflection. Never mind. It's reflection from the
flip.
The flip.
Yeah.
It almost looked like the design that's kind of on a planchet before it's struck.
Mm-hmm. The striations, are you talking about?
Yeah.
61. Gosh, I don't know if he's doing work on the site or if it's just my tablet or what, but I have a lot of things that aren't coming up. A lot of photos and listings.
What's up, Yak?
Yeah, I can't. That may just be a die crack. It could just be a die crack. Interior die brave. We'll see if it's in there. 61D. Anyway, yeah, cool coin though. Fun.
That's fun.
I do want to point something out to you guys though.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be discouraging, so don't take this the wrong way. I'm just going to be technical. A lot of people collect die chips and die cracks, but technically, for the most part, the majority of die chips and die cracks are not technically errors. They are just stages of a die.
Right.
Evolution.
Yep.
Yeah. So if the mint does not consider it out of tolerance, something that they would actually pull the die because it was going on, then it technically would not be considered an error. So while they're fun to collect, don't believe a lot of the hype that you hear and pay a lot of money for them or anything like that, because most of the majority of die cracks and die chips add no value to a coin.
Yeah,
there are some that are placed really cool, like the BIE things and things like that.
The key word, cool. I
Yeah.
call it the cool factor. There's
cool
a lot
factor,
of coins that are very common that get premium because they're cool.
Right. Right. You've got like the spitting horse things.
Yeah.
You know, those are pretty popular. People like those. And I think because they're popular and because of the placement, they do get a little bit of a premium. Probably I was not around when they were first discovered and being talked about. I imagine they probably got a lot more when they first were discovered than they do now.
I'm sure.
Because they're common, but they also can be found in different stages and things like that. So yeah, the beehives on the nickels, exactly, Kinemine, the little die chips and die breaks that you can find next to the Monticello on the nickels. People like those too, but for the majority of them, they are just a normal die, a normal stage of a die. That may or may not have gotten big, or, you know, the rest of the die may have worn out way before that even had a chance to get any bigger. So
what's up, Gingy?
30 boxes of nickels. Jim Shank, 1/20/24 nickel. I would be blind after 20 or 30 boxes. And I search a lot of coins. That's a lot of coins.
That's a lot of coins.
Yeah, that's what, $6,000 in nickels? No, $3,000 in nickels.
$200 a piece. No,
is it 200? Yeah, all right. Then it was $6,000 in nickels.
$200 for a box of nickels. That's a lot of back and forth. I'm sure he didn't do them all at one time though.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a lot of nickels to look through.
They made what, 40 million 2024p nickels in December, something like that,
which really pissed some people off.
Yeah, too bad. That's because they didn't listen to logic.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
Still, 80 million is still very low. Very low.
It's
not as near as some of the other ones.
It's really not when you think about it. First of all, you got to think about how many people actually collect nickels. You got to look back at like the history of like all in like the early 50s and stuff like that. There are many that are much lower than that, and nobody gives a crap. Everybody looks for the 50D. That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's all relative when you look at the big picture. So people are talking now about, hey, they're talking about getting rid of the cent. Should we start buying pennies? No, because even if they do get rid of the cent, that's not going to make the cents that they've already minted any more scarce.
Right.
They're as scarce now as they will ever be, whether they continue making pennies or not.
I mean, it's going to take an act of Congress to get rid of the penny.
Yeah,
and
literally, like it's legal. Like they have to. It's not an exaggeration to say it's going to take an act of Congress. It quite literally will have to.
How long did Coin Junkie? Do you know how long did it take Canada to turn things over and get everything ready before they finally got rid of it? You know, how long was the
preparation? You mean legislation? Yeah.
And were all of their like machines and things like that calibrated for, you know, taking a cent and how long, you know, anyway, how long did it take for the preparation for that to come about?
And here's something people don't realize too. If you get rid of the cent, the cost of everything is going to go up. We're already in an inflated economy. Yeah. You're going to create more inflation at the moment that we don't need more inflation. And he wants to get rid of nickels too. That's even more inflation. So I read an interesting article. The average life of a penny. Average life of a penny is copper penny. The average life was 30 to 40 years. They say that the average life of a zinc penny is under 20 years.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me is they said before 1980, the average penny was spent thousands of times. And I was trying to find this article this morning and I couldn't find it again, but there was some congressional thing done in 2017, the last time they talked about getting rid of the penny, that said that the average zinc penny is used 54.1 times. And an economist said that actually makes the value of a penny to the government 55 cents minus 3 cents, which is the overall value is 52 cents.
Mm-hmm.
When people say it costs 3 cents to make a coin, people just don't spend that coin one time.
So I have a question. Somebody go in and look up the mintage of the 51D nickel or the 52D nickel.
Those are all low because we were in recession.
Right.
2009 nickel.
Right.
Is another one.
But so for on the 2009s, let's use the 2009.
Hold on just a second. Just a second. Let me pull up my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, you got nickels at 9 million and 50.
Okay, which one do you want to look at?
Go down to the 50s.
Yeah, 50p. They don't even consider that semi-key.
Okay. 51D, right? 51D is 20 million and something. Right now, on Numismatics for a mint state 51D, $1.68.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of the stuff that you need to be looking at, like when you're getting a boner over these. Sorry.
Oh, that's perfect.
Boner.
But
when you're getting all high, when you're getting all excited about these 2024s, you need to look back into the historical numbers, and you have to factor in how many people actually really collect them and how desired are they. You got to look at the desirability. And because they're low mintage now, let's say what happens if in 2025 the mintage is even lower. Now we know 2026 is going to be a high mintage because it's the semi-quincentennial. But let's go to 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. What happens if from now on the mintage on nickels stays really low? Because nickels last forever in circulation. They cost a lot for them to make.
Yeah,
what happens if from now on
years,
the mintages stay really, really low? What is that going to do to the value of the 2024 nickels? It's going to
take them. It's going to take them. Yep.
Even now, a 2009 P or D, I think they're like 45 or 50 bucks a roll. They never got up to the $200 a roll that the 2024 did. Another factor you have to think about as far as value, and of course it goes back to the 50s. How many of these coins were saved in BU rolls?
Well, that's true. And we talk about the Morgan dollar, I can never remember the freaking year. It was the estimate mark.
The 94, 1904.
1904, yes. There you go. It used to go for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yep.
And then they found a horde of them, and now you can get one for 80.
That's right.
So it's one of those things that the more the people collect, the more people that hoard these. Now, I'm not saying not to keep them if you want to keep them.
These.
Yeah.
They are hoarding them.
Because they're hoarding them, when something comes up and they start seeing these prices, the more they release these out into the public, the more and more and more and more and more they drop. So hoarding, a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to keep them. I'm going to save them just because it's going to be there.
It's okay.
It's fine. That's cool. But just understand that the more they get released in the general public, the more you're going to lose. Folks, do me a favor. There's a ton of people in here. Thank you so much for being here today. Make sure you're smashing that like button. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And go over to the live coin Q&A and copper coins and give us a sub too. That would be
please do so. You guys can drop the links anytime you want to. I don't need to drop my link. They're already here. I can't
because my tablet's too slow. But somebody else could drop the live coin Q&A. That'd be awesome.
So I mean, even dimes are 500 million. That's like 20% of the normal mintage of dimes.
I
Quarters is 50%.
Hugh Smith.
I didn't get his email, so
send it. Paula, put the email that he needs to send it to, because if you send it to LiveCoin Q&A.
No, I did. Okay, here. He said he emailed me, and I did not get it. 1, 2, 3. Send it to this email.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you, brother. So Silver Spur asks a question that we probably need to get some other people involved in because it's a very complex question. The president just signed an executive order to back crypto. What's that going to do to our paper and coin money?
It depends.
It depends. There's a lot of factors that come into play here. But number one, crypto isn't for everybody. Not everybody's going to do crypto. I can tell you there's a ton of people that are in this chat right now who are stackers that 100% unequivocally will not utilize crypto. It's just trading one fiat for another. So again, there's other people who can speak more eloquently about it. I think if you're going to have crypto and you're going to utilize crypto as one of your multiple sources for diversifying your portfolio, then good for you, right? Good on you.
Don't jump in with bare feet.
Just understand there's massive inherent risk in crypto. Okay. There's nothing holding it to anything. And so President Trump wants to have like 40% of all crypto owned by the US. So they're talking about purchasing major things through not only Doge, but Bitcoin as well. That has some connotation, some negative connotation to the price. If they actually enable some of the things that he's doing, you're talking about a 40% drop in the price of crypto for those people that bought in later on. You're talking about a massive decrease in the amount of money that you can get versus what you put in. A lot of people will lose their butts if that happens. So it's a very, very, very delicate situation. We need somebody who's more of a financial analyst to talk about this. If you want to discuss more about this, then that's fine. Let me know. I'll get a couple people online and we'll host a stream about that, talking specifically about that. But I need the correct people in the discussion, people who actually understand that. So, Coin Junkie, they use Doge, but
sounds like he's just trying to put together some kind of task force or something to discuss it. Like there's nothing like.
Well, he really wants they really want
I know
to,
he supports it.
to do that.
I know he likes it.
But it's a very complex. It's a very complex problem. They have to be careful.
I don't think it'll drop gold and silver value. I think the thing that's going to affect silver more than anything is potential tariffs.
So yeah, but this is where there's a lot of factors. There's a ton of factors regarding this. If you guys want something, I need you guys to email me. Let me know this is something you really want. If there's one or two people that want to know about it, not a problem. I can absolutely create a quick video with a couple people, get some information. I've got people that I can dial into right now and say, hey, I want to do a collab with you on crypto-based currencies, financial markets. Zero issue. We can definitely get that done.
Lots of research involved.
Well, but I know people that this is what they do, so it's not a problem. I can get that done. I can do a live stream this evening if we needed to. I mean, like I know a lot of people that can do this. Are really smart about it. So if that's what you want to do, email me. !email. Send me stuff on it. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Again, yeah, that's the standard stacking mantra, right? But again, when you're talking about finance, when you're talking about that diversifying your portfolio, again, to cultivate multiple options is not a bad thing. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Blues comment.
I do think that's smart. But as you said, I think that's smart. If that's something that you want to do, I think, we used to call it putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yep.
Right. You put all your eggs in one basket. But, if that is something that you're interested in, then, and you're probably really smart about it. I am not I'm not smart about financial stuff and all that. That's why I don't,
can you imagine?
I don't do the stock market or any of that stuff because you have to really study that kind of stuff, I think, to be smart about it. And I'm not interested in it. I'd rather, whatever.
Can you imagine the bad advice that's available on YouTube for crypto?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
it's massive. It's massive. It's a huge problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
You've got to be
really
very, very careful. And this is why I will talk about basis. And I mean, folks, I study, right? I love to research. This is one thing that I do this for a living. I do this in my spare time. I love researching stuff. This is just what I enjoy doing. You got to be very, very careful. Same thing with playing with stock markets. If you're going to play stock markets and you don't understand the valuation of the company, you don't understand things like what they have in their stock. You don't understand what they have in reserve. You don't understand how much cash that they have on hand. You don't understand what investors are doing within that particular company. And you're going to make plays just because you have a feeling. Make sure you're careful with that, because you're going to lose more than you'll ever have. We talked about this last week. They'll joke about, you want to make $1 million in coins. You want to make $1 million in the stock market, start with $2 million, right? You can lose your butt very, very quickly with doing this. So make sure that you have sound financial advice. Just like with collecting numismatics, just like with stacking, make sure you understand the people that you're talking with, talking to, listening from. Make sure they actually have a good basis of this. I am not the financial expert that you want telling you what to do as far as crypto.
Yeah, me neither.
But I don't want to miss.
I have a bunch of people in my back pocket that I work with quite frequently who are very smart on this. And if you guys want to talk about this, I'll be more than happy to do an episode on that. I just need you to let me know. You guys ask questions, right? You guys want a video on something, ask me about it. You guys want a live stream on something, ask me about it. Exclamation point email, that's there for you to be able to do that. So please do so. Azure is very smart, understands investing and does stuff, asks extremely good questions. Sometimes asks questions that he already knows the answers to, just to kind of validate and verify stances on certain things. I think to give me a hard time too. But again, it's really important to understand those things that you're looking for. And again, the vast majority of equity investors should invest in the broad-based ETFs. Now, again, I would never invest in an ETF unless I'm doing.
I don't know what you're talking about, Azure.
Again, you need to understand this. I'm not the person to be talking to you about this.
English.
All right, this is why it's important to have a good network. But if you want it, like I said, if you want something on this and you're really curious about this, please, exclamation point email, send me an email and let me know. John Hanna, if you buy what you like, then you're good. Yeah, so again, Ringmaster Ray, member for 14 months. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you for being a channel member. Almost the OG. He's pretty close. Yeah, it can be very painful, Neil, that's for true. But John, you're exactly right? Collect what you like, buy what you like, but never invest more that you're willing to lose. If don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if you're going to do something like Bitcoin or Dogecoin or something like that, if you're going to invest in even marijuana based companies, because there's a lot of opportunity there. Make sure you understand the companies. If you're going to invest in a gold mining company, like you'll hear Yankee do your research. Don't just take the whims off somebody because they may not know, also watch out for these penny stock companies, because you'll hear a lot of people that they've shorted the company and they'll tell you to buy. Then they'll short it and then you won't get what you want. You'll lose all your money. They make a bunch of money because they played the short end, which if the farther down it goes, the more money they make. So be careful who you listen to, because there's a lot of people out there that will use you to make them money. So be very careful about that. Make sure you understand who you're listening to. Make sure you understand their knowledge.
Can I make a quick point?
Just a real quick point. Yeah.
So when as far as coins go and numismatics and stuff like that, when people say like collect what you like, I say it all the time. I just want to make a point that when I first started, I collected things I thought I liked. My tastes have changed as my education level, as far as the hobby goes, has changed, because nobody wants to lose money, right? And I made a lot of purchases when I first started out that I'm gonna lose my ass on. I will never, ever, ever see that money back. And it was on things that I thought I liked. Like I see people all the time buying the plated quarters and stuff like that. And a lot of people think they like that stuff when they first start out. And then down the road, they go, why the heck did I buy that? So maybe especially if you're going to make a high dollar purchase, maybe wait a little while, and make sure that you're really buying what you like.
Yeah.
And that you're not buying what you like at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah. And along those lines, Paula, I say this all the time. This is one of the best pieces of advice my grandfather ever gave me. And it regards with emotions, but it also is around finance. And I learned this a long time ago. My granddad wasn't a wealthy man, but he worked his butt off for what he did have. He spent frivolously sometimes, and later in life told me all the mistakes that he made and why not to do certain things. He gave me some good opportunities for investments. If I would have listened to him, I would have made quite a bit of money because he knew what to do. He just didn't act on it. And he taught me quite frequently, act, don't react.
Yeah.
So oftentimes you'll see something pretty, you're like, oh my God, this is so nice. I love this. Look how pretty it is.
Cool.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you spent $900 for something that's worth
and there's 50 other people bidding on it. So it must be worth a lot of money.
Now be careful with that. So the rule of thumb here is when you're looking at something, act, don't react. If you're going to go buy a car, be willing to walk away from the car. Walk in, tell them what you want, but be willing to walk away from it. Same thing goes with appliances. When you're buying whatever you're buying for, understand, I tell you this yesterday, if you're going to go to a coin shop and you're going to buy online, know what the hell you're looking for. Understand the coin, understand the markers, know what you're looking at when you look at the particular item. Trust everybody, but verify, right? Validation and verification of data is absolutely crucial. I work with professionals all the time, and I tell them, now these are leaders in hospitals, bigwigs that do this, and I'm like, the best thing that you can do is vet and verify your data. Make sure that the stuff you're looking at is actually what it is that they say it is. Doesn't matter how much you trust these people. It doesn't matter that they're the best in the industry. Verify that what they're saying is actually what you see. Do this in coin collecting. Do this in investing. And if you do this across all the platforms of your life, you'll do well. But it takes time. It takes commitment. But act. Don't react. That's the most fundamental thing that I can give you. Probably the best piece of advice I've ever received. Yeah. Hey, look, you can trust the institution, but verify everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
Right? It is.
I think it's hard. It's easier for me to say no to stuff because I don't have it to say yes. You know what I mean? Like if I had a ton of money, I probably would make a lot more bad decisions.
Right? I think that's.
I don't have it to take a chance with. So maybe that's why I'm not into like the stock market and crypto and stuff. So I just don't have it to lose. So if I lost even, a couple $100, it would hurt really bad. So.
I mean, how many people carry a credit card balance every month?
Yeah.
That you're talking about what? Credit cards are 20, let's just say 20%.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible investing.
Well, I went to that dinosaur thing with my granddaughter yesterday, and every ticket that you buy was $5, right? Some things cost 5 tickets, some things cost 4 tickets.
Yeah.
I came home with a $5 ticket, and I'm so upset about that. I can't throw that ticket away. I'm like, but that was $5.
Right.
Anyway.
So Shane Lewis in the other chat, again, I'm reading across 2 different chats. If I only had a few graded coins, but I paid less for them than the grading fee. Or I only have a few graded coins, but I paid less than the grading fee for them. That's cool. However, it doesn't mean that your coin necessarily is still worth what you paid for. Eric there was a coin that he quite frequently puts up on his screen that is,
let's see if I can find it.
yeah.
I think I actually put it away.
Most of the time, you can buy a coin that somebody has already paid to have graded. Then it will cost you to buy the coin raw and have it graded.
Yeah,
so if you want to have a coin you own graded, look for an already graded example.
Yeah,
and buy that.
So because he quite frequently puts up a nickel up there that's like a $2 coin. And if you spent $18, $19 for the coin, you're still spending too much.
On
it doesn't matter that it's in a slab or anything. Yeah. So again, just because it's in a slab doesn't mean it's worth more money. It just means that somebody who didn't know what they were doing sent in a coin that wasn't worth grading, and now you have that. Yeah, freaking awesome. I made mistakes with that early on, so hope that makes sense to you. Hey, Joe McBride is in the house. What's going on, brother?
I think everybody has.
Everybody put in the gnome emoji.
Hey, Joe.
Right, there's Joe. Put in the gnome emoji. Joe's here.
This coin that's under there right now, Frosty, that's a good example. I paid $15 for that coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it cost you $35 to grade it and send it back.
But it's got a variety on it. But I wanted the coin. I would have paid $15 for the raw coin. I didn't need it in the holder. Do I think it's worth $15? That's about what I think it's worth.
I see so many people so often because I lurk around in a lot of streams.
She does. She's a lurker.
I do. And most of the time, even if I hear something wrong, I won't say anything. And I should, but it's probably most of the time it's because I really don't like the host. I'm just listening.
Hey, she's not talking about me, folks. She's not talking about me. All right.
No, I'm not talking about you guys either. I'm just saying sometimes I lurk around at streams that I know anyway.
I have to make sure I clarify that one.
I have my reasons, and people all the time are giving advice. Oh, you should have that graded or blah, 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 blah. And they know nothing about the whole grading process, right? They'll tell people who find, even if they find a double die or an RPM, they'll tell them, oh, you should have that graded. Well, they don't understand that most of the grading companies won't even attribute an RPM. It has to be a certain RPM or a certain double die, other than Annex. But
I guess ICG will too now. That's what I heard.
Yeah, they will, but
most people do it.
Most people aren't giving it that kind. They're telling somebody, do you send that to PCGS or NGC or whatever? My whole point is that they really don't have any idea what they're telling people. They're
That's
so
true.
quick to spend other people's money.
Yep.
And don't be quick to
suggest that and have never graded a coin in their life.
Yeah.
Oh, I love going into these, and I'm not picking on stackers, folks. Before I do that, I got to read Joe's comment. He said he worked from 10 to 6 the other night, got one $20 bill. Everything else was paid in cards. Like he only got one cash transaction in an 8-hour shift. Yeah, I mean that's kind of par for the course for some of these places.
Well, I use my debit card most of the time. I don't carry around.
Hey, 3D Woodworks, good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
And that's the reason that coin production is going down.
Yeah, smash that like, folks. Appreciate you guys. If you're watching vertical, just double tap that screen. Yeah, and again, it's one of those things that it's crazy. I mean, we have so many opportunities to find, but nobody wants to nobody wants to spend cash anymore. No, I don't carry cash a lot. Cash is one of those things that burns a hole in my pocket. So if I have it in my pocket, it tends to disappear.
Yeah, really I honestly would not be heartbroken if the cent went away or the nickel. I honestly wouldn't. For the cent, simply because the composition of the cent is just garbage.
Well, I know that I heard that he's talking about revisiting change the metal because the price of zinc went up
again. Yeah,
they need to. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is it's. I mean, I will still collect cents, no matter whether there's cents in circulation or not. I will still collect them. They will still be out there. They'll still be collectible. I will still collect them, but the zinc scents, frankly, piss me off because you can find a really nice error variety. Like there are some amazing off-centered copper-plated zinc scents, but I'm not buying them because they're already compromised and they're just gonna fall apart.
And that was the point I was getting to when and I couldn't find it. 51 times was the average for a zinc sense use.
Yeah.
I don't know where the figure came from.
I don't know, but they're just garbage. I mean, they will fall apart. And it's so like I want a 83 DDR so bad. And an 84 double deer and a 97 double deer. I want
you know what you need to do?
Varieties. And I've been looking for years and years.
I can tell you exactly how to find one, Paula.
It's very hard to find one that isn't compromised. It doesn't have plating compromise.
Take your coins and send them to Dirty Water.
Yeah, right. And have him look for them.
And have him look for them. Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I have looked, and when I say that I have wanted one for a long, I have several 95 DDOs. So I mean, those are easy to pick up. But the other ones are on my bucket list. They're on my, they're coins that I really want, but I refuse to buy one that has any split plating or has any zinc issues at all. I refuse. And they
actually my 84 doesn't.
Hey, I got to get to a couple questions real quick. We're skipping a few of them. No worries. It's been a good conversation. Scott S., I'm very curious about why people collect the newer Kennedy's rolls or bags. I'm not being smart. I just don't understand. They don't go up in value. Why would you collect them?
And they are still under the impression that they are NIFCs, and they're not.
And they're not. Yeah. That quit 21?
Like 2018 or 2018, something.
Yeah.
2021, I think. Yeah, there was a year that they made some too before that.
Yeah.
So there's a couple reasons for this. Number one, people are completionists. They want to have the entire sets, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is there's good opportunities to look for double dies. They're easy to look at. So a lot of people who can't look at dimes or pennies because the coins are too small have better opportunities to look at things on a little bit larger coin. There are some people that you don't ever see them in circulation. So people think that they're unique or they're kind of rare, even though they're minted in the, millions. But again, because I mean, I've dropped off 50-cent pieces to the store and I've had kids go, is this real? Oh my God, this must be rare. And it's like, no, it's just a bicentennial half. It's not a big deal. Not worth anything. There's no variety on it, but and they think they've found the jackpot because they're just not aware of it. So some of it is familiarity. Some of it is just people are like completionists. So they like to do it. And some people just like what they like. So,
and I understand buying the bags. Like I still get the bags of the women quarters from the mint, and I still get the rolls because I want the S mint.
Best opportunity.
It is what it is. But the bags, you have the best opportunity to find an error. And if the larger the coin, the more valuable the error becomes under most circumstances. So Kennedy's, Ike's, Morgan dollars, things like that. The older coins, error coins are more valuable. But with the quarters in the bags, you can find the most, I think the most common error, but it's not really a common error, but the one that people are finding the most in the bags are the ones with the missing clad layers. And
you know what else is really cool about that, Paula?
And go for good money.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Paula, but you know what else is really cool about that? Is the fact that that is your best opportunity to find progression as well.
It is.
If you're looking for die cracks or die chips, things turning into cuds, buying a bag is the best opportunity to catch progression. So I'm right there with you. Coach says, is the price of grading similar with PCGS and NGC, or does one company charge more than the other for certain values?
They are similar.
They're they depend a little bit. They vary a little bit, but they're pretty close.
They are pretty close, but my understanding from all of the dealers, now I'm not a dealer, but all of the dealers that I've talked to and as a buyer, like it or not, PCGS / slabs sell better in the market.
They do. They even overtook the
other
CAC.
than CAC grading is catching up to them, but
CAC was above them, and now CAC
they were for when they first came out.
Yeah, like NGC and CAC are about the same.
Yeah.
But that's not, and that's very little difference in between. They've got about the same stature as far as, but PCGS is definitely, if your coin is one NGC, one PCGS, you'll get a little bit more for the PCGS.
Yep. Coach made a very, very good point that I want to call back on. If you're going to be utilizing a credit card versus a debit card, you offer much more protection on a credit card than you do on debit cards. In fact, there's a lot of places that if you file a discrepancy on a debit card, you'll have a harder time, especially in cases of identity fraud or identity theft. Credit card companies have way better protection services than your debit cards. So if you're going to use a credit card, I want you to be smart about it. Make sure you're paying off your balance at the end of the month. You can gain points and do stuff like that, but be smart about it. But between the two, he's absolutely right. Credit cards do offer more protection. That was a good call.
The only credit card I use is my Costco.
I use credit cards all over.
My cash rewards card. Yep. And I do use that a lot because I pay it off.
Yeah, I pay everything every month.
Mm-hmm.
Crafty Dragon.
People investing $50 a week or whatever in an investment that might get 5 or 10%, but that they're carrying a $5,000 credit card balance that's charging them 25%.
Mm-hmm.
So Crafty Dragon, I hoard my pennies and I also make books for the kids and other folks looking at them. That's cool. The books are fine, but make sure you're utilizing low acid paper, or if you're going to be making them books that are meant for collections for long term, make sure you're finding archival quality. Because again, after time, especially with the zinc scents, they rot. They just fall apart. So you want the best protection for your coins. So make sure you're buying one that is museum quality or one that is designed for long-term storage. It's very important when you're doing that to buy the right type of book. Otherwise, you run risks of damaging your coins.
I got a question for you too. And it kind of relates to Collector Invests. He says pennies are not going to be here soon because of Elon Musk, whether it's because of him or not. Well, I'm just saying, the question is, if they quit making pennies, do you think there will be a rapid rise in the price of pennies? Or do you think that it will just be a penny always?
I think that people will panic and there will be an initial rise in it because there will be more desire because people, like I said, will panic thinking that, oh my gosh, we need to buy them because they're going to be really super valuable someday and blah, 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 blah. And then it'll drop off because people realize, like I said, that coins that were scarce before are not going to be more scarce just because they're not making them anymore.
Correct.
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to get
vintage on coins that have already been produced is never going to change.
If you guys are watching and you're not subscribed, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, go check out Copper Coins and Live Coin Q&A. Subscribe to their channels as well.
Copper melt ban.
So there is no ban on melting copper.
You just have to have a good reason to do it.
Yeah, you just can't sell it for
profit.
Yeah. So the way the law works on that.
To melt the copper, you need a refiner because it is not pure copper. Our coins are not pure copper. So
but there is people that melt them and make art out of them. They'll make sculptures and stuff like that.
There are some legal precedents when you're doing that you have to follow. So number one, you can't put it into bars and sell the bars, especially at any kind of scrapyard or sell the bullion as it is. If you do that, you're going to be in trouble. You can sell it for art. You can put it in art. You can do designs. You can do pours. You can make jewelry. You can do those kind of things. That's fine. You 100% will go to prison if you try to melt down a bunch of stuff and sell it internationally. They will hammer your ass for doing stuff like that. So there are requirements to do this. So if you're doing things like, Kevin just put that in there. I'm glad you did that. If you do melting it down and you're putting it in artwork, like you see the stuff, some of the pours that I have that are created by Ringmaster Ray or some of the artwork that is done by Kevin or stuff like that. That's absolutely fine. Zero issue.
I don't know what it means.
Right. But again, you can even put it in bars as long as you keep it for yourself. But you can't sell that bar specifically for the bullion. If you want to trade it for whatnot, you can do that, but you cannot do it, especially internationally. You cannot melt it down and sell
I don't know what you mean.
So
Collector invest 1958 to 1793 pennies should not melt but hoard. I'm not sure what that means. AZ. So I don't think that it's going to affect the price of copper because our coins have very, very little copper on them now, the new ones.
Yeah. Pre-82 is 95%.
Yeah.
But the copper, I think it's 1% or something like that now. Under 1%.
It's two. Oh gosh, I had the figure of how thin the plating was on the copper cents. But let's just say that you can remove all of the copper off of the copper zinc cents and it has very little effect on the weight. 2.5, you may get it down. Yeah, 2.5 grams on a copper plated zinc cent.
That's what Shane put in chat. Yeah.
It is not uncommon to find one that is missing the copper plating that is still 2.5 grams.
Yep. So, man, great discussion. I kind of lost track of time. It's already 10:30. So again, folks, this is what I want you to do. There's been a couple comments in chat today that have said, it'd be fun to get single questions via email and make videos about them. Livecoin has done this. I'm willing to do that if you guys want that. ! Email, right? Send me those questions. We can make videos about your questions. I've done this before with presidential items. Matter of fact, there's been a couple people, Paula and I talked about quite frequently, the series that I'm doing right now, which is the commemorative coin series. I wanted to do 2 of them and it ended up, I'm doing the entire set because people said that they wanted to see that. If I can get a couple people to say that they want to do that, I have zero issue making a video. The videos that were done regarding various different things that are there. See Happy Chappy with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother.
Nice.
Let me know what you guys want. ! Email. Send me that stuff and I will do this stuff. So just, come in and we'll talk about it. Every Sunday, we're going to open up this to a conversation like this. I think that's some of the best discussion. So if you guys like this format, let me know and we'll continue it.
So collector invest, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about wheat cents and before, right? But that is saying that they're all worth more than melt is not necessarily true, because if you have a 1958 wheat cent that is completely trashed, it's still only going to be worth melt. There's a lot more than just the type of coin or the date that makes it valuable. A lot of it is condition, mintage, things like that. So there's no need to hoard them. If you want to keep them, then I would only keep the ones that are in mint state condition. If you're talking about hoarding them, because many wheat cents are only worth melt value, even earlier date. So, because they were spent, they were used in commerce, and they, if they're not in great condition, then they are pretty much worth melt value. Now, 1958 cent is worth about 3 cents in melt if it's in 2 to 3 cents in melt value if it's in crappy condition.
Yeah, as of today, melt is 2.78 cents.
Okay, like 2.7. It's only worth melt unless it's in.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, if you find a road coin, it's not going to be worth 5 cents. No, ain't no way in hell.
A lot of coin dealers would probably give you 3 cents for it, because I think that's what they're paying
2 to
for
3
wheat
cents.
cent.
I think is what most of them are paying for common day.
Thanks,
wheats.
Crafty.
Yeah. 3 to 5 cents, yeah.
One last. I like this format. Would suggest maybe a call-in phone number to participate. We've done that before. You got to be very, very careful bringing people up on panel to ask questions. It's easier just to have somebody put their question in. What I might do is I might try to figure out how to create a forum for Sundays where people can ask questions during the week via email, and then that's what we answer. Kind of like what LiveCoin Q&A does, but a little bit different in that it would just be, whoever comes first gets their question answered. I like this format.
G4, let's see. I'm getting 2 cents. 2 cents. Gray sheet. On a G4, 1958 cents.
Yeah, so again, when you're talking about retail versus gray sheet, I always look at dealer gray sheet as a price point. Because
retail.
Yeah, but when you get down to on a 1958 cent, when you get down to good for, it's melt value.
But retail on any common date wheat cent is 5 cents. That's what retail is. You can go to the coin shop, buy a bag of wheats, $250, or even cheaper.
Gray sheet.
Could be 220. A gray sheet is if you're buying the single coin, but they don't do that because they don't have time to look at every coin. They just throw them into a bag.
No, they give you melt value.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the last time I went to the local coin shop, he was paying 3 cents for common wheats and selling them for 5.
If you can find them for less than 5, then you're good. I think.
Yeah, I think 5 is retail.
When I bought my bags, I bought two $25 bags of wheat cents, and I think I paid $3.50 per
it's Eric Beyer freaking
3.5 cents or something like that, 4 cents per coin.
My point is
yes, higher value for better.
Really no need to hoard. There, you're just as good hoarding a 1960 cent as you are a 1958 cent.
Well, you have a 1960 cents. You have a greater opportunity to find a variety too. That's worth more than the coin. It just the value of the coin.
Well, you do.
So because there's so many repunchment marks and stuff on the 1960 cents. So,
well, I know a guy that
hoard what you like.
Irresponsibly hoarded pennies. And it can be a real pain in the butt.
It can.
That's what I hear when I talk to him.
Not only for you, but for people that come after you that have to clean up all the stuff that you collected.
That's going to be the problem. Like I told my wife, if something happens to me, call the armored car service.
Yeah.
Call
Chuck.
Or Chuck. We kind of got a deal that, something happens to him, his wife's supposed to call me.
Hey, John Hanna, thank you so much. Just gifted 5 memberships. Much love, brother. Appreciate you. Space 4LSB, Kiwi, Silver Demon. That's our New Zealand brother. Always joke with him about kangaroos in New Zealand. He always gets pissed off at me. Arizona, B-Rad, and Wrench Repairs were gifted memberships. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that a ton. So, but yeah, again,
your 1962 and below cents have the same metal composition. So, if you're going to hoard them just for metal content,
but they're all 95%. It goes from you're just French bronze to something.
Yeah, I mean, but if you wanted less that you had to refine out, then go 62 to 82.
Yeah, that's true.
Because 62 to 82 has just copper and zinc. They took the tin out. So before that, you've got copper, tin, and zinc.
Right.
But if you want to hoard something that has, you have less that you have to refine, then hoard 62 to 82. Or 81 if you don't want to weigh your 82s.
That's me.
That's me too.
I weigh all of my 82s. The likelihood that I'll ever find anything is slim and none.
I look at all the 82s, but
I look at my 82s and my 83s. But
for 99%, 99.9, I can just tell by looking at it if it's copper or zinc.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I'm going to wrap stuff up.
Yeah, I got to get going to church. So
yeah,
everybody have a blessed
breakfast,
day.
so I'm going to go down and eat something.
Love you guys.
Paul and Eric, thank you so much for coming up as always. I love you guys.
Always.
I appreciate
you. Look forward to next week.
All right, we'll see you guys. What's your reveal?
No reveal today. Tomorrow's reveal is
just Monday. We're going to do the coin reveal. The show. Be there.
And I'm going to do a reveal before the show.
Okay, and what time is that?
5:30.
All right, so make sure you're going to go check out Copper Coins at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. Yeah. Make sure you're going to go check that out. And then following that is the reveal for the week, and they'll show you what you can pick up. If you haven't done that before, if you've never checked it out, do me a favor. Even if you're not going to pick up the coins, go watch and see what they do. It's a really good opportunity for you to get some potential varieties, maybe even an error coin. Have somebody else identify it, walk you through exactly what's happening, why that's there. It's a really good opportunity if you're interested in getting into this. I know that YouTube me absolutely despises me for introducing him to copper coins because now he's spending money on this stuff. He's like, "You suck, Frosty." He tells me that everything is looking for me. Everything is his wife. She's out to get me now because I'm making him spend more money. So. But go check it out. It's a really good opportunity if you're wanting to do that. They have a really good program over there. So go check out Copper Coins. Again, live coin Q&A. Always great to be here to help out. I'm sure Amanda's probably lurking. I love Amanda. Brilliant people. Also, there are two other channels. Witticism. Witticism is my new dad joke channel. If you haven't done it, please go check that out. It's a lot of fun. I actually got... If you like the jokes about both of these, that one's listed over there. It's starting to take off. People are liking that one. So if you guys like dad jokes and do that, go check that out. It's a lot of fun. And then my daughter is Bifrost. We're working on getting her new channel set up. That's Bifrost Artworks 801. Please go check her out and support the youngsters with their development in art. So Eric, we will talk to you later. I'm actually going to send you a message because I want to chat with you about something.
Okay, I will see everybody next week.
I will follow it out. Take care. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for doing a night or a day with us, for coming in and hanging out, for looking at the items. If you have a question, this is open to everybody. ! Email. frostgiantsfrostbite@gmail.com. Send me an email. Ask your question. I'm going to go ahead and continue keeping this format on Sundays where you can ask questions. I think it's been a lot of fun, so please do me a favor and do so. If you have a specific topic that you would like me to do a short or a video about, or you have a really nice coin that you would like me to share and call your channel out, send me an email. Let me know. If you have my number, send me my number, or send me information. You can do that. That's fine. I don't generally give my number out open to everybody, but if you have it, let it know, and then I will do that. I think I just mumbled over myself, tripping over my tongue. Let's see. Let's go. Who's going out today? Today we have Coin Crew. They're going to be doing an auction. They should be going live here in just a few minutes. Go check that out. There's some other channels doing some stuff later on in the day. Ringmaster Ray will be doing some stuff. Go check out their trade days and stuff over there. Ashes, I think, will be going live today. He's doing a class. If you want to go see some really cool coins, he's got some really cool stuff over there. So go check out Ashes C1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for another wonderful day. Make sure you're smashing that like on your way out. If you're watching and you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate you. Be well, be blessed, and I will see you all in the streams. Love you. Take care.